then, and they're still catching their breath there, I think, with the speed of Errol Christie's victory, and even the loser wasn't sure what hit him, as he admitted afterwards. They've had a little bit of trouble now getting the glove on Joey Mack there. They had really forced it on, who's fighting Kostas Petrou for the vacant Midland area welterweight title. And this fellow's really knocked around the rings quite a lot. Born in St Kitts, and there's Kostas Petrou, born in Greece. And they have in fact fought before, but the MC saying, no, gentlemen, I haven't announced you yet, kindly stand back.
My Lord Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second joint main event of the evening. A 10 rounds of welterweight contest of 3 minutes each round at 10 stone 7 pounds for the vacant welterweight championship of the Midlands area. Between and introducing to you from Birmingham, Joey Mack. And in this corner, also from Birmingham, Kostas Petrou. At the weigh-in at 1 o'clock this afternoon, Mack scaled at 10 stone 7 pounds. Petrou scaled at 10 stone 6.5 pounds. Your referee for this contest is Paul Thomas of Derby, and your timekeeper Jack Gidman of Stockton-on-Trent. Gentlemen, this contest has been sponsored by Blue Arrow Travel. Thank you.
So the same referee, in fact, that stopped the Christie-Guiney contest now, but these fellows have fought before, they know the strength, and Kostas Petrou defeated Mack on points. So in the opening round then, Joey Mack, one of the real have gum shield will travel fighters around today. He's 37, he claims he's a bit younger actually, and Petrou is 24. Petrou outpointed Mack last time up and had him down, but since then Joey Mack's had a really good win. He went to London and he defeated one of Terry Lawless' stable's hotshots, Colin Derrick. It really wasn't up to do it in Derrick's own manner. So you never know how he's going to be for this one. He had a whole lot of hard work really getting down to 10 stone 7, Joey Mack. He was a pound overweight at the weigh-in and really had to work hard to get it off. Came in, remember, as a substitute for Lloyd Christie, Errol's brother, who was injured. But he held this title before Joey Mack. Been around a long time, and yet he's only had 32 fights. He's had quite a lot of gaps between fights, and he's been halfway around the world to have them. Yes, Dunkirk, imagine places fighting like that. There's already been some fighting going on there. Copenhagen, Calais, Bruges, Milan, Paris. It really has been around. So at long last, a couple of now become native Birmingham lads, all the way from Greece and St Kitts originally. Middleweight champion Roy Gums, in fact, comes from St Kitts. Good boxer on his best nights, Joey Mack, but Kostas Petrou, tigerish little fighter, very exciting, good crowd pleaser. And he's had 18 fights and lost 3. 2 of those were on cut injuries. So having settled down with a minute to go then in the opening round and scheduled for 10. A great deal of it, I think, depends on the mood that Mack's come into the ring with as late substitute. Very determined little fellow, this Kostas Petrou. You say little, he's extremely well built actually for a welterweight, not very tall, but really built like an air raid shelter for a small fellow. Well, both on a bit of a scouting mission in that opening round, didn't really land too many punches. Well, that's not a whistle and jeering action in the opening round, merely the usual wolf whistles for the rounds, ladies, and there she is, Julie Evans, all the way from Bedworth, the blonde lady.
Otherwise they do really well. Boxing, I have that water place. You're boxing right, the body shots are good from the inside. There you go.
Just wondering now whether they can really understand each other. Hardly Brummies, really. Pat Lynch with a gorgeous Irish accent, and Kostas Petrou, who spent a lot of his time in Liverpool after he came from Greece. So round 2, and the second's a bit late getting out there, nearly caught up in the crossfire. It's enormous reach that Joey Mack has. Spindly looking fighter, but really knowledgeable. Having defeated Colin Derrick, then one of the crack shots in the Lawless camp, was a really good win for Mack recently. Oh! And having said he's a good, knowledgeable fighter, that shows it, the absolute length of that punch. Petrou will not believe that. It's almost like a fast bowler coming at him with the right hand. Traded on durability all the time, Petrou. And this fellow Mack, when he's on top like this, can be a little bit dangerous, I tell you, as he's already proved. Only the second round, and it was Petrou who won their first fight with 2 minutes to go in this round. Now Petrou trying to take that play away from Mack, as if to say, well, one punch doesn't win a fight because I'm back up here pitching the bat again. And he certainly is. He's really a game customer. Understand really if Petrou's a little wary, because the length of that punch is unbelievable. I was only saying just seconds before that this fellow's got a normal reach for a welterweight. It's a bit like Birmingham's edition of Tommy Hearns. Well, he's ridden that storm fairly well, Petrou, with a minute to go. Strangely enough, instead of Petrou being disheartened, he's trying to dishearten Mack, as if to say, well, you hit me a good shot, but I'm back in again and you've got more to come. Well, it's certainly going to teach Petrou that he really can't hang his chin out like a lantern anymore. Well, there you are. Pat Lynch saying, see, I told you, he's really rebuking the fire, isn't he?
Back him off. Don't get him like you trained this round. Let me work his face. How do you feel now? You come back at the end of the round, you blew that round. Now this round, you're giving an awful lot in there, right? Now this round, you've got to get him on his back foot. Get busy, get your shots together like you were in the first one.
Have a look at that in replay then. Now he's backing off, you see. There it is, look at that. It was really good that he got up from that punch. I think his pride was hurt more than his shin, really.
You learn from things like that. Now you know you've got to keep that hand up like I'm telling you. Step inside that right hand, back him off.
the right hand going, Cass, step in.
Step in, 1, 2, bam, bam, sharp enough.
If you're not ready, Cass, 2 hands higher and
2 hands going, step back.
Okay, go get him.
So get him.
So in around 3 now, and if only Kostas Petrou can fight like the chat of the Lynch brothers in his corner, he's going to be okay. He's certainly weathered that storm extremely well, and you could have understood it. He'd at least taken an 8 count. I have no doubt that Petrou's saying, what I've done once, I can do again, and he's going to try and knock the heart out of Joey Mack. And you know, when you're in your mid-30s in this game, it gets harder for the second, and the Greek lads chanting supporters here at ringside will really drive him on. Well, there must always be surely that tinge of caution now in Petrou, knowing that he can go on the deck. So remember, he's had 18 fights, Petrou, 15 won, 3 lost, and 2 of those were cuts. It's what they know in the fight business as the typical promoters fighters, always in a good hard battle, gives the crowd their money's worth. Joey Mack very much the old campaigner in his style, classy boxer. I was wondering now whether he had to drag himself a little bit too hard with late notice for this fight to do the 10 stone 7 pound limit. Area championships are automatic stepping stones for nominations for British title fights. Oh, he's trying them again, but he's got a good chance of hitting the lights. Mack, if he misses with one of those. There it is again. He's shown it again once, and he said, I'm going to do it again. It's all... He doesn't put them together for too long, Mack, but when he does, they count. Half a minute to go. Petrou has to be persistent with those body punches to try and slow the old-timer's legs. Hits hard, a very solid puncher, Petrou. A lonely figure over here at the moment. Just had a go right in the middle of the round there, Joey Mack. And there we are, interrupted with a view of the boxer, but there'll be no complaints.
Shots. Think about it. Having coming in. Now he's coming out high and chopping you and doing fuck all about it. No, he's. You must eat him.
Come and clutch it on your eye.
Eh?
Yeah. Because I had that one. Come to you.
You're all right, you ain't hurt you.
No, it's not it.
Don't let him, don't give him nothing away, don't give him the shots. You must hit him as he comes to you, but you mustn't carry your right hand too much. You mustn't...
So words there from trainer Les Anderson for Joey Mack, who's now managing himself, coming up for round 4. Scheduled for 10 rounds this welterweight scrap for the Midland Areas Championship, which was held at one time by Joey Mack. Well, the form book certainly looked good for Kostas Petrou at the start, but having been roughed up early on, he knows now that he can't really afford to take any chances. And he's moving towards Mack's right hand a bit too, which is, there it is, you see, just correcting him there, Mack. He just just as well to walk towards his own right hand there, Petrou, really. Don't hold and hit there. A rare interruption by the referee. Bit of an old-timer's stroke, that one, isn't it? They're allowed to get away with those, I think, over 30. Just a little wary, Petrou, I would think, trying to dive in. This fellow's long arms and knowing that he can peel off that right-hand Sunday punch, as it were. Might be Sunday, but it still carries a bit of weight on Monday night, too. Good hard fight now. Developed into a really cracker. Petrou wanted to fight Lloyd Christie, but this fellow's giving him all the trouble he can handle, with a minute to go in this round. They look wild punches from Joey Mack, but they're very difficult to block. They're so unorthodox. I think Mack can afford to hit Petrou around the body quite a bit. This boy's really toughened up down there. I wouldn't have thought that punch could get him over. There you are, a well-timed punch that the opponent doesn't see coming, can do it wherever it lands. Getting just a little bit right-hand happy now, Mack.
Sit back, keep it, just relax, keep it, that'll right. There's something like that, right? When you're inside, you're not walking enough, right? You're not walking all when you're inside, right? Keep breathing, get your shots together. He's tighter than you are, right? Get your shots together, keep walking, keep him back off. Keep him back off. He's only dangerous when you stand back.
Keep your hands up so you're blocking well now, you're covering very well. Feint it, jab to the head and swap down to the body with the right hand and then back up the head with the left too. Yeah. Because it's not coming off a single right into the body. So keep jab to the head first. Listen, jab to the head, Cass, right to the body, left hook to the head.
Let me put this mirror. Just keep them together, right? Keep your shots together. When you go forward,
keep thinking, Cass, keep thinking.
And when you're inside, keep rolling and hooking like you do in the gym. Rolling, hooking, out behind the shots, right? Okay.
So into round 5 then, coming up for the halfway mark of the Middle Area Championship. And I imagine Mack having to get on top just by virtue of that one single punch early on. But then Petrou came right back in it, and it really is a good fight. On the volume of punches landed, I suppose Petrou's doing a bit better now. But you never know what kind of punch Mack can pull out of the bag. He's fresh from a good win in London, and he really has had to deal with a few upstarts in his time, but Petrou had a rather convincing victory last time up over him. Sheer volume of punches. This game, youth is always served. And now it's Joey Mack's turn to go down with a minute gone in the round. A left hook from Petrou, and the old-timer hangs on, and you can't blame him. I think if I was hit like that, I'd probably try jumping on his back. And if he continues this pressure in the 5th, could he stop Mack? He had Mack down in their previous fight towards the end of it. Oh, he really looks good with a left hook. And he's got time to do it in this round, Petrou. Really persistent. He's turned the fight completely around now. Pin there and a neutral corner, Mack. The referee quite rightly giving him every chance because he's ducking and diving well. And I couldn't understand why Petrou was bothering to look at the referee. He's got to get on with his business. and he's fighting his way back. They don't make them like this too often. This is a real throwback type of fighter, Joey Mack. Minute to go. What a good rally this has been. And don't compare these rallies with those at Wimbledon either. Absolutely non-stop in the 5th round. Mack almost using the rope to his advantage, but not there, because the referee is going to count over him. Petrou thought he had won it there. It looks as though he might stop the fight. Yes, again the legs disobeyed Mack. He'd fought very gamely in that round, but Petrou really laid it on him, and in the replay you'll see the ferocity of these punches coming in. The ferocity has been belting away the whole time, and the uppercut came through, and then the over-the-top punch just missed him, caught him round the head. The left hook did it, buckled him completely there. Then the fight there was virtually over. And we'll be right back.